Yes, what is up, y'all? I'm gonna rock the Southern today. Blake Fly. Okay, so let me
This
introduce
thing's
y'all
on.
to Blake here. Blake and I have we keep hanging out on things like this. And here's the cool thing about this. Like, I don't mean this, Blake. You could go back and watch every interview I've ever done. I've probably said this like 5 times.
Okay.
It's almost like I feel like you're another version of the same person as I am. Like I truly think I could drop in your world and be like, yeah, I like this day. This is a good day. Like I love that. You're a really cool person. That sounds so
Thank you for
silly
that.
because I'm a cool person. So obviously,
Right. This is where the cool people hang out online.
that's what I was trying to say. Is just I was cool. I know. So anyway, Blake, like, welcome. I'm super glad you're here hanging out with us.
Thank
Really
you,
glad.
Chris. This is sweet. I feel like this is our fourth, fifth interaction ever, and right off the hop, there was resonance and humor and banter. So that's always for me. That's everything.
That's a big deal. What's up, Rock Davis? Dude, good to see you, man.
Rock
Rock, we need to
Davis, how
hang
you
out.
been?
Rock Prince. Okay, so he does digital and print marketing. Most people do digital or all in, right? Rock, like his business is founded on putting your logo, your message, whatever, on actual physical things. That
Rock,
makes
please
me
stick around. I will change your life with what we're about to say.
that makes me so happy. Like I love physical things. It's so
We're
cool to
gonna
get
go
something.
all physical things here.
Yeah, Rock. Check out this banner right here. Create more
Look,
connection. Let's
those are all
just dive
physical
into it.
things.
Yeah, create more connection, clients and cash using napkins, cereal boxes, and road signs. Blake, you create experiences and create pathways for clients to connect authentically to real offers. You do a ton of public speaking. That's how you kind of cracked your world a long time ago, when you started this whole thing. And now you're like super dialed in. So, man, educate us. Like, I have no freaking idea what to do with napkins, cereal boxes, and road signs.
Beautiful.
Help me.
This is gonna be fun. I'm always amazed at how much people think about ways to do sales and marketing and how much money they think of putting into it. And that's all valid and everything. There's a time and a space and a place to just pour a bunch of resources into a really great thing that's going to lead to a big outcome, and great. What we're going to talk about today is low cost and no cost, unexpected methods to get people's attention, to stand out, to be remembered, to make people's day better and brighter. And it actually leads to really exciting business opportunities that are either small, medium, or massive. So we're just going to rock and roll on those kinds of things. And I stumbled into this intentional yet kind of accidental discovery about unexpected appreciation as a way to build businesses, because at the beginning of my speaking career, probably 10, 11 years ago, I really wanted to be a speaker, but I didn't really put any thought to the business. I just thought this would be really cool to impact people's lives, to tell stories, to just doing frontline inspiration, motivation kind of work that I always loved seeing when I was young and speakers would come to my school. So the way that I started my business, I guess unintentionally, is when I finished my job, I sent an email to all my colleagues. And I used to work at a university campus where I was like running a residence building of thousands of students. So I emailed all my colleagues at other universities who I'd met over the years at the annual conference. And I sent each of them a thank you email. So let's say you and I were colleagues, Chris, back then. Let's say you lived and worked at a university maybe an hour away from where I was living and working. So I'd send an email like, Chris, it's Blake. I won't be at the annual conferences anymore. My contract is complete and I'm on to different things. Here's something that I always appreciated about you when you and I would be at the conference together. You always ask the most hilarious yet meaningful questions to the facilitators and the speakers. And I still have in my notebooks answers to the questions that you asked. And without those questions being asked by you, I wouldn't have had those answers and those cool stories. So thanks for being the question asker and the lively person that you are. I'll talk to you soon. So it was a specific thank you email, a few sentences genuinely from me to them. See you later. And everybody responded with the same response, which was, thanks. This was unexpected. And what are you doing now? So
Opening
I
opportunities.
told them. And I literally booked probably 5, 6 speaking opportunities right off that, I guess, email campaign. That's not what I was trying to do. And so back then, that was literally the beginning of my speaking career, speaking to students. And I don't know, I guess some of those gigs were $100 and some of them were $2,000. And so within a few weeks, I had, let's call it $5,000 to
Mhm.
just go, okay, wow, I have $5,000. That's cool. This, like, we're in the arena now. We are in business. We're giving speeches, we're giving presentations, we're traveling around. And because that was such a meaningful, sincere, cool way for me to begin my business without really even trying to do like a sales campaign or a launch, I kept doing it.
Huh.
And the napkins, the cereal boxes, the road signs, those are some case studies that we can get into in our time today. But the genesis was literally, oh my gosh, people are floored when you send sincere appreciation on a day they don't expect to receive it.
Hmm.
Huh. Fascinating.
That is fascinating because most of us are all about, systems and paid something, traffic, whatever. And it gets weird. It gets not very human, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like we try to generate leads in a way that we would never have a relationship with our next door neighbor. Like we would, or a house party or a birthday party or your holiday event. Like you would never, ever build relationships like this. And yet
Yeah.
we make it so weird. And so,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Talk napkins. Give me case studies,
Okay.
man. We got like,
Case studies.
I'm like actually really excited about this. Like, I want to, what do you, I want to get to the road signs and the cereal boxes. Really. I like cereal.
I love the table of contents that we've outlined for ourselves to just jump
Yes.
these lily pads.
Yeah. We
All
can't,
right.
we have to talk about these three things. That's all we're allowed to talk about today.
Years ago, I was standing at the back of a 2,000 person conference because I was there as a speaker, but I was like a day 3 speaker and I was there for the whole multi-day event. And the kickoff to this huge conference was this musician, this guy who was up at the front of the stage. He had a guitar and a loop pedal. And for anyone who's not a musician who doesn't know that, it just means you can play your guitar and then press the pedal and play multiple tracks. So it's just super cool. And at that stage in my life, I used a loop pedal in my presentations, but I was kind of new at it. So I saw this guy. I'm like, whoa, this guy's amazing. He's such a great musician. I love this song. I've never even heard of him yet. But you just hear a song for the first time and it just gets you head to toe. And you think, okay, I got to find this guy's music and keep listening to it.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I have a guitar. I play guitar. I use music in my presentations. I feel a connection to this dude, even though he's 2,000 people away from me and he doesn't know me from Adam. So I'm standing by this table, conferences, every table's got like a jug of water with ice cubes and some napkins and
Yes.
some pens. Like that's the standard conference table. And that to me is just ripe for opportunity. So I get a napkin and a pen and I write this guy a note. And I'm sitting at the back of this huge like kickoff. He's playing and I'm like, hey, Peter, because that was his first name, still is. You don't know me yet. My name is Blake. I'm listening to your music right now. Never heard it until today. This song is literally one of my new favorite tracks. I'm not saying that just to like suck up. I genuinely love this music. I feel like you and I would get along. Maybe we should meet up sometime or at least just smile at the fact that we're both musicians. You're more advanced than I am. Thanks for kicking off this conference. Without you, this would not be starting nearly as incredibly as it is right now. Talk to you soon, Blake. And then I put my cell phone number on it. I'm like, I'll be around for this conference all weekend. Send me a text if you want to connect or come by my presentation. So I'm holding this napkin note while Peter is performing like half an hour set. And then I do the thing that humans do. I'm like, is this stupid? Is this dumb? My ass are going to give this guy a napkin note with my phone number on it. Come on, Rock Davis. Isn't that weird? The physical item of appreciation that this guy doesn't even know who I am. So anyway, he finishes his set, and I know that he's probably going to come back to like this sort of merch area, but people are still in the conference. So I'm like, okay, he'll come around. I'll say hey. And so he comes out to the little merch area, setting up his albums and his shirts. And I walk up to him like, hey, man, I'm Blake. Nice to meet you. I wrote you this. I got to hop, but I'll see you around this weekend. And I just kind of like boop, drop this napkin in his hand, and he's like, are you giving me the litter? Like what?
Yeah.
Like you can see on his face, he's like, okay, thanks
Is
for the
there gum inside?
napkin.
Yeah.
And I just head out because again, when you do something that is so sincere, specific, unexpected, you can literally just like gratitude grenade a person and leave. It does the job for you if you craft it correctly. Peter was floored by this. He found me a few hours later. He's like, I've literally traveled the world playing music. People come up to me at the end all the time, and no one has ever written me a napkin note. Or if they have, no one's ever like written something in this way that intrigued me this much. Then he came to my presentation, and so then he saw me do my thing, and we went out for a beer a few weeks later and stuff, and we met up, we hung out, it was cool, but to be honest, it was like, cool, nice to meet you, bye. It wasn't a year later, he was doing a concert, and I saw it on Facebook. I'm like, oh, that'd be amazing to go to the concert, but it was sold out. And so instead of thinking, well, bummer, I literally wrote a post on Facebook acknowledging how much Peter's music has impacted my life. I listened to it with my wife. We listened to it on road trips. So I just shared this. I'm like, if anyone's at that concert tonight, have a blast. This dude's music has impacted me. Peter saw this. He messages me and he says, dude, I got some extra tickets. Just you and your wife. See you there. I'm like, amazing. And it was that concert that kind of reconnected us. And then I run this annual event once a year, hence annual. And when I began this event, I was so nervous because it was just an event on gratitude for entrepreneurs. Once a year, entrepreneurs, they look back on their year, they celebrate their progress, and they deliver thank you cards to the people in their life. That was the concept for my event. I put a post on Facebook with the ticket link, and I'm freaking out because I'd never done a public event. This was like 6 years ago. I'd never had tickets for anything. People hire me, they pay me. I don't put on events and ask people to pay for tickets. So I put the thing live, and I think, okay, great. Let's see how this goes. Someone buys a ticket, and when someone buys something to your new concept, it validates it. It makes it real. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, my mom probably bought a ticket, or one of my best pals. Like, they're probably just supporting Blake with his new initiative. First ticket purchased was by Peter Katz, the musician. And you know when you think like a certain person's going to support you, but then someone who is just like a different caliber of support altogether supports you? He validated the event, made it real. Let's fast forward. Peter was the MC at my wife and mine's wedding. We've become great friends, and I are business partners on that annual event. That is now year 6 of the annual event coming up. Peter is the producer. I'm like the kind of mastermind behind the thing. And
no, wait, so Peter's part of that.
Yeah, he's the producer of this annual event, which we have a 55-year commitment on. We're doing this 55 years. We just got to be alive. That's the only thing we got to do is stay living. But that napkin note, it was a laser beam. No one else on the planet's ever going to send him something like that. Even if they try, it's just never replicatable. So, Rock, it's physical, it's custom, it's personalized, and it was a tidal wave for the friendship, for the partnership, and for these events we're going to be doing annually for entrepreneurs till our bodies say we can't.
Mm-hmm. That is so cool. By the way, I want to hear more about that. I don't know if we have time today or not, but I like saw you posting on Facebook with a midget yesterday, a tiny little kid that you put in a car seat, and you were like talking and interviewing that kid. Anyway, like you've mentioned that several times before we've been talking. I really can get into that concept. So anyway, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur here for a second.
Do it. This is I'm a guest. I'll go everywhere.
It's my show, man. I get to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so when I think of things, and I still want to hear cereal boxes and road signs, like give me more case studies. Everybody in my community knows me for this. I like systems, I like processes, and I like helping people build those systems, processes, and putting teams in place that allow them to be authentic and organic at scale. Okay. And there's the tricky part. once you decide, oh, I need to make this bigger than just me, it gets harder to be authentic and organic. So people go down the paid route or the bots or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, so you connected with Peter via
Yeah.
Napkin.
Yeah.
I mean,
Via napkin.
if you're throwing out a napkin a day, or let's say a napkin a week, pretty soon you like got too many little love letters floating around the school cafeteria, and you can't
Right.
keep
And
up with
word gets
everybody,
out.
right?
People are like, hey, I got one of those too.
Yeah, I got one too. Yeah, I know. He said I was his favorite. I don't know.
Right.
You get beat up in the school parking lot at the prom because like they all think they're your date. So
Right.
anyway, like how do you go for the next case study? I'd love to hear cereal boxes too, but how do you keep up? So you made a connection with Peter, then do you go somewhere and like write this down in a notebook or a spreadsheet? Like I gave Peter a note. I got to follow up with this dude again in a month. I mean, I'm not trying to make it weird, but you
Yeah.
got to have a process, right?
See, this is where you and I are different and similar because
You're the guy, by
week,
the way, with a wall full of sticky notes. Just saying. If
right,
one of us, yeah.
my weak leg in business that I need to build team around me for is systems and processes.
No, I'm congratulating you on your sticky notes. Looks like you got a system going on there.
I'm glad that you're getting a sense of that, but I'm not a systems processes thinker. Like
Okay.
if I was on a game show called Systems and Processes, I'd be like, can I please be on a different game show? I feel like I have a better chance if I'm on like the dating game or like relationship theory or something like that.
Yeah.
But if we go into cereal boxes as a case study, I can kind of speak to the whole, how do you scale this, processes, systems, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was grocery shopping, just not a special day, nothing going on. I literally went to the gym, went to a grocery store, and was walking through an aisle, and I see Frosted Flakes, which on the box, the mascot of Frosted Flakes is the one and only. Do you know who?
Tony the Tiger, baby.
Tony the Tiger. I see Tony the Tiger. My exciting mind goes, oh my gosh, Tony. Tony pops into my mind. Who's Tony? Tony is a mentor of mine who I met years ago. Tony is like kind of the number 2 person at an organization where, to get time with this guy, good luck. But we just ended up connecting because years prior, we were both keynote speakers at an event. So we kind of hit it off.
Does his last name start with an R?
No.
Okay, just curious. Okay.
No.
It was like, if this pulled off that connection, I'm impressed.
I think of Tony as I literally see Tony the Tiger.
Okay.
And Tony, for context, up to this point in my life, we would maybe meet up for a coffee once every 3 years.
Okay.
And I think of Tony, and most people, they think of people like, oh yeah, that person. Oh, cool. Yeah. Chris. Oh, great. Anyway, moving on. Gotta go shop.
Yeah.
I take out my cell phone and I make a video and I send it to Tony. And the video literally was this. It's like selfie video. Like, Tony, what's up? It's Blake. I thought of you because currently I'm in a grocery store and I just saw this. Then I pan and I show the Frosted Flakes cereal box. I'm like, see, Tony, meet Tony, Tony, meet Tony. Anyway, thought of you. Hope you're great. We should connect sometime soon. Talk to you soon. Send it in a text. He gets the video. I keep shopping. I also let him into my world in that moment because in the video, I also shared, I'm like, hey, just finished that workout thing that I do once a month. Because truthfully, I'm a consistent workout guy if I'm in gym with others. But these days, I'm kind of inconsistent because, the world. But I'm letting Tony into my moment. I just went to the gym. I'm at the grocery store. Hey, have a good one. Send. He responds basically immediately, just like, well, this made my day. Let's connect soon. It took months for us to connect from that text. But the moment that we did connect for the next meetup, we talked about that video. We talked about that moment. We talked about the fact that no one's ever sent him that. No one ever again will send him that. You can't replicate that stuff. But it took me 10 seconds to send this super high impact moment to Tony. And the business connection here is that Tony is a super networked guy. And I didn't send that video because of that reason, but because of that reason. And since I sent him that video, he just wanted to kind of open up the Rolodex for me. And that led to a lot of coaching opportunities, speaking opportunities. I can probably tie back like 3 individual multi-city speaking tours that just Tony like sent an email. It's like, this guy Blake, get him to kick off your event. This guy Blake, get him to close your event. And I don't have a direct ability to go Cereal Box led to business. But what I do know is that Cereal Box made me cut through the noise, and no one else can match me ever. And I don't say that to be like, I'm untouchable. I say that to be saying, it took me 10 seconds. It cost me no money. And we still talk about it years later. And people don't send this stuff because they hesitate. They think it's weird. They're like, it's not super professional. Like, I don't know. And that's why there's so many people standing in front of these walls with like their suit on, trying to be professional on camera. And then it sounds icky and weird because when you try to be professional, you can't be personal. When you try and be personable, it actually often makes you equally not more professional.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's really, really good. That's really good. I'm taking notes over here. Sorry if you see me typing. I'm also playing Words with Friends, but
Sweet.
no, like that's really, really good. Like that's really genuine. And again, forgive my systems brain. It's genuine and it's relatively easy to put in a process. Because if any of us saw our top 10 prospects that we're really trying to push over the line, or top 10 clients that we really want to appreciate and thank, we can sit down for 30 minutes with a list of 10 names and just look at their own social profiles, see what they're interested in, see if that kid won the ball game this weekend, whatever, and just drop a quick note. Hey, I was on Instagram, saw that your kid won the ball game. Congrats.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are, you took a more genuine approach and start, but the rest of us who aren't wired as beautifully as you are to actually think of people that beautifully in the middle of your day, like we can practice that structure and get better at it. And then it'll probably make us think about it more.
There's 3 reasons, according to research, why we don't do this more. And I've had the joy of getting to give a bunch of TEDx talks. And in the 7th TEDx talk I gave, I called it How to Start a Movement in 18 Minutes or Less. And I talked about how to use appreciation to really build anything. And I shared the research that the 3 reasons we don't deliver appreciation more often. Number 1, we forget. Valid. We're busy. It's not mandatory. Number 2, we don't want it to be weird. Valid. So we hesitate, we procrastinate. We're like, screw it. I got work. I don't know. I want to make Chris be like, that's a weird message. 3rd reason we don't appreciate people more often, we don't know what to say. So basically, to tackle these hurdles, 1, we need reminders and rituals. 2, we got to get over the fact that it is kind of weird, but that's why it stands out and it's memorable. And 3rd, I have templates and frameworks and methods so that people don't really have to think about what to say. They just sort of follow my lead, and then the rest is just up to the relationship. And what's so cool about this is that doing these things more often will eliminate the reality that we usually only hear this amazing stuff about people at their eulogy. It's like, why do we wait until they're gone to finally get it out?
Yeah. Oh, dang. That's good. Okay. So back up like 30 seconds. You have templates and frameworks.
Yeah.
How do I get a look at those templates and frameworks? Well, everybody watching, listening, that sounded like the cheesiest setup for Blake's pitch. I promise you this is not rehearsed. I had no idea he'd go on that path. But again, I'm a systems guy. I'm like, a template for relationships?
Right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because I'm literally having this breakthrough in real time with you, Chris, which is I've built a ton of systems and processes now that I realize it, but they're all very people-based, meaning like once a week, I lead a group of entrepreneurs. I call it Thank You For. We get on Zoom for half an hour and we send 4 thank you messages.
I'm picturing Jimmy Fallon.
Right. And we use different templates. So I'll give the templates right now. There's just a couple. I have a bunch, but here's 2 that I find are really straightforward and powerful. One of the templates is literally what I call Thank You For. And so whether you write it, speak it, video, audio, whatever, it's, hey, Chris, thank you for, and then you literally write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in a list, and you just write 4 things. Hey, Chris, thank you for 1. You show me something that is a bike that I need in my future, and it's going to add so much more joy to my life and my career. 2, you're awesome. 3, the moment that I met you in a Zoom networking event, we had hilarious banter going, and it made people smile, and it made me go, yep, I need more people like this in my life. And number 4, C number 2, which says, you're awesome. Thanks, Chris. Blake.
Dude.
Thank you for. And you fill in the 4 things like Mad Libs. The other template is the words without you.
Can I just say about that one template right there? And I know we got to go like literally in like 2 minutes. I felt that right now. Like Blake, I know you were mentioning actual things in our life. Like you folks listening and watching in, like that worked. Like I just felt that. Hit the next one.
Hit the next one. And thanks for that. It's cool to know. Next one is called Without You. It's like, it just warps you into specificity on the impact someone's had on your life. And so, as an example, I just told this to Chris earlier. I saw a buddy of mine named Brian. I saw a Facebook post earlier today. Brian just bought a tiny little plane because he's been taking airplane lessons for like 2 years. I never even thought that you could like do that. Buy a little plane and travel around state to state, country to country with your family. So an example of without you, if I were to write it to Brian, could be, hey, Brian, without you, I never even would have had the thought about maybe learning a skill to be able to experience the world in a whole different way with the people I love the most. Your single Facebook post on whatever date, whatever year ago, inspired that thought in me. I've literally kept it saved on my phone in a vision board for the future. So thank you. Without you, that never would have crossed my mind. It was so specific, so genuine. No one else on earth is going to ever get that message from me.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's really good. Man, we don't have time for road
We gotta
signs,
go.
Blake.
We gotta go.
Shoot.
Road sign, 10 seconds. I saw a road sign with a buddy's last name on it. I drove back 45 minutes to get a photo of it. I sent it to him in an email, just like, hey, man, saw your name on this sign. Have a good day. And then I got an email back. He's like, hey, I want to come see you speak. He comes to see me speak at a keynote at LinkedIn. He liked it. He referred me to a friend. The friend called me, booked me for $16,000 worth of keynote business in a 2-week timeline because they had someone get sick. My wedding was 2 weeks later, so I found an accidental $16,000 2 weeks before our wedding, which is awesome
That's
for
a good
anyone
feeling.
getting married.
Dude, that's a good story and another example of genuine appreciation, making a connection, because who in the world does that? Hardly anybody.
Yeah.
Blake, okay, where can people find you? I linked your name for you in the description.
Okay.
But where do you want people to find you?
If you want to learn more of these kinds of methods, I've got a free video series at instantconnecting.com. So that's a simple series.
Instantconnecting.com.
Yeah.
In the private chat over there, Blake, on the StreamYard, will you just type in the right domain? Because you know how I am with spelling.
Watch me do a typo. Instantconnecting.com.
I'm gonna drop it. Yeah.
Part free video series.
Got it.
So the whole goal there is just like how to instantly connect with anybody, potential collaborators, promotional partners, clients, whatever. And here's the catch. It's not going straight for the business. And then also Facebook, you can find my full last name, Blake Flyjacker. Just go to Chris's profile, find a related friend. That's me. And Instagram, I'm just Blake Fly. Those are the places. And if you're around for the next 49 years, we got 49 years left of our annual thank you event for you to look back on your year, celebrate your progress, and appreciate your people. It'll make you cry. It'll grow your business. I'll be there until I'm dead.
I'm serious about that. So I'll be reposting and mentioning that because I want to figure that one out too, Blake. If I can make that work, I want to make that work. Absolutely. Blake, oh my gosh, can't wait to do this again. Obviously,
that flew by.
This is a no-brainer. All right, check him out. Blake Fly, thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks, you so much for hanging out. Go to that website, folks. Check out the 3-part video series. Learn these systems. Be authentic. Be real. Make connections. Oh my gosh. Relationships are where it's at. Always. Blake, thanks, buddy.